Hey, what's up, doers? Welcome to Rick Cali Heat. Kind of want to talk to you guys about my first 30 days in selling on eBay. I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys, just go over pretty much my expectations, what the realities are, what I've learned, what I've adjusted, what pretty much I've gotten down the routines, when I go in places, how quick am I turnaround, am I wasting my time, all that stuff. So let's just get right into it. So my first day, pretty much where I committed, I'm like, all right, I'm going to start this. I'm going to see how well I can sell stuff, because I've always pretty much been selling, but pretty much what I sell a lot of are shoes, Jordan shoes and Nike shoes. I've been a collector for, pretty much all my life. So I know shoes, and I always flip shoes pretty much on Craigslist. And then I had a couple bad experiences on Craigslist, and I stopped doing that. And then I tried selling it on Facebook, a bunch of communities, which I do okay. But afterwards, I just kind of stopped. I had a bad experience with that, and then afterwards, I just said forget it. So I stopped actually selling shoes for a while. And then I started just going through my closet, and I realized I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So I just started I pretty much sell on eBay, or committed. Decided to start selling on eBay. So my first sale pretty much was February 13th, 2018. So we're 30 days out, so it's March 16th right now. So the first thing I sold was actually a PS4 PlayStation Uncharted game. So I sold it too cheap. I learned about shipping, I learned about all that stuff. So I'll make another video about that and go in depth about which shipping you should do, how to get your boxes and all that stuff, because that's another thing I learned a lot as well. So I'll kind of talk about that a little bit. So I don't know the exact items I sold. I'm pretty sure I can look it up, but it looks like, I don't know. I don't know. I've probably sold close to, actually here, I can tell you right now, if I open up my eBay app. Should have been a little bit more prepared. Sorry, guys. All right. Just want this to be raw on the fly. So last 60 days, I've sold 32 items for a total of $2,560. So I'm gonna try to post this. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry with the broken screen. I'm gonna try to post this as a mirror up on the website, so that way you guys can see what I'm looking at. But yeah, I mean, it's it's okay. Pretty much my friend Jesse and I, you'll probably meet him in the channel as well. We go up to Ross, Marshalls. We go to Burlington's Coat Factory once in a while, but pretty much Marshalls and Ross are our bread and butter. All right, guys, sorry I had to move my camera just because I realized the lighting was probably messing this stuff up a little bit. So as I was saying, the main thing that me and Jesse would do is I'm really lucky. I literally have a Ross that right up the street, and I have a Marshalls maybe 5 minutes away. And the Marshalls where I'm at, it's a kind of a higher end Marshall, so they always have really good stuff. So I was able to get really good Nike, a few Adidas, but mainly Nike, not really Jordans. All of them pretty much have been Nike. So what I did was I was watching Side Pro Hustles and Hustler Hacks, pretty much how they would go into Ross and look up the model number, check the comps on eBay, the sold ones, see how many sizes there are on the actual live ones, and then I would go based off that. So the ROI, return on your investment, that pretty much that me and Jesse do, or Jesse and I, make is it's a minimum of 40. So if it's giving us 40% back, then we'll most likely do it. One thing that we've gotten to realize is how to factor everything in with shipping and whatnot. So I pretty much mainly use, medium-sized box flat rate shipping, which is like the most $13. So every shoe that I do, I always do $13 just as a safe. I haven't seen it higher than $13. So I pretty much find out the price that it's selling on eBay, and I kind of go in the middle between high and low, and I see what the average one is selling, and then I multiply that by 87%, subtract 13, and then that's your total and pretty much your profit, and subtract that from what you bought it plus tax. Everybody else forgets to add tax because you see $14.99 or $39.99, but there's no tax. So when you're out there, don't forget to add tax. That's pretty much the luck. So we started off with cleats. Cleats were cheap, so I figured, hey, if they don't sell, I can return them within 30 days. So let me go out and give it a shot. So we grabbed some cleats. I think I spent maybe 30 to 40 bucks. I think I got 2-3 cleats, and the first ones that sold were Nikes. I think I sold them for $49.99, and then I didn't realize about boxing or shipping, so I had to learn that. I learned the hard way. So I realized that don't go to the post office. I mean, you can. If you weren't like me, I didn't have a printer, but I would go to the post office. But before I would go to the post office, I would go to a box store, buy a box to fit the shoes, spend $1.50 to $2, then go to the post office and then mail it. And sometimes, I don't know why, but a lot of my shoes go to the East Coast. I mean, I have an idea of reason why, but a lot of them go to the East Coast. And sometimes I'm spending $20 on shipping on some of the items. And after watching Hustler Hacks and mainly Side Pro Hustles, how he folds the boxes, and that's when it clicked. And I realized, oh wow, he showed you can get free boxes at UnitedStatesPostalService.com, and even at the Postal Service you get free boxes. So I stocked up. I realized how he wrapped his shoes in cellophane wrap, so I ended up actually getting cellophane wrap right here, and here's my tape. So haven't had any complaints about that because I was a little dicey. I was like, I don't know how it's going to look, but I realized, hey, if I got them, how would I like it? And I actually would appreciate that as a shoe collector or as a shoe enthusiast, I mean, sneakerhead. If I got something wrapped, I'm like, okay, these guys actually took care of this stuff so they don't get scuffed or whatnot. So after that, I would go back and reinvest the money. So I kept building, and then make the money, withdraw from the PayPal account back into my account when I was out there. So if I found something, I would withdraw the money to buy that. And I just kept building like that. And then next thing I know, we've sold pretty much $2,500 worth of items, not profit, worth of items. There's a difference. So profit, so you figure 40% is the minimum ROI on that. So I'll let you guys do the math. And lately it's it was a surprise to me how well things sold. And then it's pretty much a wave. So a lot of things, you have to be patient. You have to be smart with your pictures. Like everybody says, you have to take really good pictures, good keywords. And look, if you're not too sure about the keywords, look at what's sold prior and get the keywords from there. Look at their titles, see how the pictures are, and try to make yours different because you'll see a lot of the same pictures of the same shoes. The other thing that we realize is a lot of people are doing the same thing as we are doing. So what happens is, for example, the Kobe 11s have been swamped at Ross. I mean, swamped. Jesse got a pair, I got a pair, and next thing we know, they're all over eBay, and people are selling them down to like 80 bucks. And if you're buying them for like 40, it's not really worth it. So if you sell them for 100 bucks, after eBay PayPal fees, you're at $87 minus $13, and then that's your profit. So it's up to you. It may be worth your time, but for me, I have a 40% minimum return. So I figured out the shipping that way, and I actually ended up getting a printer. And then when you actually buy your labels through PayPal, you actually get a 20% or some type of discount, I don't really know what it is, off the shipping label. So that helped tremendously. So I've learned how to ship well. I learned how to avoid the post office, because once you just get the printing label, you slap it on, you just go and you drop it off. You don't have to stand in line or anything. I learned how to get free boxes. So I cut a lot of the overhead costs. So the main reason I started doing this was just to see if I can actually make a little bit to make my car payment. So, and the reality is, guys, I'm very fortunate that my job that I have during the day, this is not my full-time job. I work from home that I'm able to go out early in the morning and grab some great shoes. Man, I've gotten lucky. I mean, I'll show you guys some of the inventory that I have, and just some really cool stuff to find, and it's a little bit of a rush or whatnot, but yeah, I'm really lucky to be able to work from home, that I can go early and hit as many Rosses, Marshalls as I want. So the reality of it is, the first time you go out, you're going to be in there for a while, because you're going to be looking at every shoe, you're going to be looking at every cleat, you're going to be double checking. So the second round you go around, you're going to see the same shoes, you're going to be like, okay, I already know what this isn't worth my time. So then you're going to start breaking down your time, and then next thing you know, you're going to be in and out. If there's nothing, you'll be in and out within 15, 20 minutes. I've actually gone out within 10 minutes, because Ross, I guess, restocks, my local one restocks every day. That's what the guy told me. So, and Marshalls, I've seen the people stock throughout the day. So just ask them. They're pretty cool and they're pretty chill if you ask them, and they know what you're doing, because you're going to be walking in there a lot, and you're going to be walking with shoes, and they're going to notice they're not your sizes or whatnot. So just be cool with them, and next thing you know, they may actually give you tips or whatnot of what good shipments came in or whatnot. So the reality was that I spent time going out and doing it, but then I realized that the more time I did it, the better I would get at it. So it's just like anything, repetition. So the first time you're riding a bike, the first time you're working out, first time you're playing sports, anything, it's going to take you a little bit of time for you before you get, okay, this is how it's done. So once I got that done, then listing on eBay. So the reality of listing on eBay is, if you guys don't check the fees, so if you guys are serious about this, make sure you get a store, because if not, I didn't get a store until after like 20 sales, and not because I kind of didn't look at it, which I should have, but I got killed with insertion fees. 30 cents here, 40 cents here. I mean, it's just insertion fees for changing pictures, updating this, updating that. They charge you. So if you have a store, all that stuff's free. So I realized that. The other thing I realized is that PayPal, once you get your money deposited into PayPal takes out their money right away. eBay does not. So you'll see all like, wow, I have all this, but no. You have to take the percentage. So what I do is I subtract, once I get paid in PayPal, I reimbursed the account. Let's say if I spent $16.99 on shoes, so let's say it's after tax, let's say it's $20. If I sell them for $50, I'll take out $20 from that 50 back into the account, so that way I can use that money to buy something again, and I keep the profits in PayPal. So on the 15th, I just got my first PayPal hit, and my first PayPal fee was, for all the shoes and everything, I was charged $221.85. So just make sure you cover your PayPal fees, so you don't want to piss them off and you don't want to be locked up or whatnot. So that's the reality of PayPal and eBay, and your stuff's gonna move. It's weird. Sometimes I remember last week I had like 9 sales. Like, it was just crazy. I remember I woke up 3, and it was just throughout the day. It was bing, 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 bing. It was a great day. The last 2-3 days, I haven't sold. I think. Oh, actually, no, I lied. The last thing that sold was on the 13th. Yeah, so 3 days ago. Yeah, 3 days ago. So it's been dry for 3 days. But I've been going out. So the days I go out, I'll tell you guys about that. I realized and I learned not to go out on the weekends. It's just an absolute chaos, and it's just, Jesus, it's a lot. So what I do, like I said, I'm lucky. I can go during the week when it's less crowded, less people. But if you only have time to go on the weekends, go early. That way everything's stacked and organized, and you can go and you can hit them up. So go early in the mornings if you're able to. If you're not able to, go during the week. On the weekends, go, like I said, go early in the mornings. 2, when you're in the spots, just make sure you just go in and back the aisles. So walk the aisles a couple times. That's one thing I learned. And always, I don't know why, the last time, right before I leave, I always walk the last one and I always find something. I found these Air Force One low, these crazy high tops. I'll show you guys the pictures, but I found 2 pairs of the last ones and I sold them like that. Together, one guy, one buyer. I found another pair of another Marshalls. My buddy Jesse found them, the same exact size, crazy. Before I even got in the car, I emailed the guy if he wanted the pair. He took them and he sent me the money before I even got home. So those were sold. We've gone to Nike outlets. The Nike outlet, it's great. We went when I had the 30% family or friends, but mainly the bread and butter. The best one is Marshalls, at least for me, because they bring the box. It's a little bit nicer. So I sell those locally, offer up, but mainly on eBay. So you just got to be patient. The inventory will move. Like I said, sometimes it may get flooded with the new stuff that just hit Ross or Marshalls because everybody's buying it, everybody's flooding it. So like Glenn said from Hustler Hacks, everybody who buys all the low ballers will get out the way, and then after like a month, if you're able and you can afford to hold on to them, I'm not saying a month or whatnot, so but I do have some shoes now that I bought that have been sitting there, but they'll eventually will sell. They will sell. That's what I realized. There's always a buyer. There's always a buyer. So you got to hold on, be patient, play with the numbers, see if the listings, see how many people are watching. And the other thing that I realized with eBay listing, make sure you list in the right category. If you go to list item, and you type in Nike model number, whatnot, and you do everything on your phone and you list it, go back on your desktop and double check, because if you list it without a box, sometimes it's just out of whack. And also check your sizing, because the sizing, if you try to list a 9 and the guy listed 10.5, well, guess what? Yours is going to be listed at 10.5. Make sure everything matches your sizing. Everything's on there. Also take good pictures. Like I said, the description, make it look nice, make it look, add your also personal touch, say thank you, happy bidding, cheers, or whatnot. Email the buyer. So you tendency, if I sell something on the weekend, I'll email the buyer saying, I'll ship it out Monday morning because the post office is closed on the weekends, and never had problems, thank God, knock on wood, or, everything's been kosher. My feedback's been really good. What else? That's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else for the eBay and PayPal fees. Now, I talked a little bit about shipping. But yeah, so I kind of just wanted to overview pretty much what I've learned about shipping, fees, payments, spending time. And then I'll break everything down, like packaging. I'll show you my inventory in a different video, but I just kind of want to give you guys an overview of my first 30 days selling on eBay. Not full-time, part-time, and it's fun. It's like everybody says, it's fun. Everybody goes out. It's really cool to find cool shoes, and sometimes you find it's just like, I can't believe they have these here. And the other time, which is crazy, is especially Marshalls. I don't know why. They'll have the same shoe listed for, let's say, $59.89, but if you open up the box, each shoe may have a different price. So, for example, I have a pair of Nikes I remember I got that were normally listed $59.89, but I went through them just to kind of see, and one was $39.99, and I took that and I asked them if they would price match, and they say no because that one's been there longer. I don't know. So I ended up just grabbing that one, and that one moved really well. So, but yeah, just double check, take your time, and I'll tell you guys, we'll talk to you with Jesse about how we do our little strategy when we go in teamwork if we're in with somebody. So leave a comment, let me know if you guys have any questions, all right? Get it out there and be a doer.